Hello and welcome to this video presented by me, Volvo Christian, and the star of the show today are Volvo's brand new C40. This exact one are in Fjord Blue metallic, the launch color for the C40, and this is a test car from Frydenbø Bilsenter that I've just picked up. They actually got this just 2 or 3 days ago, and I will test this during the weekend. I picked it up like 15 minutes ago at another Frydenbø location and drove out here to make this quick walk around and introduction. So the C40 are the coupe version of the XC40. So it's basically the same car, but you see the roofline tapers off and creates this cool, more sporty rear end. You see the profile. A really good looking coupe SUV. And this Fjord Blue metallic looks great. This is exactly the color I would go for. Here we have the recharge twin badging, because the C40 are for now just available with the twin engine or twin motor. So we got the 300 kilowatt all-wheel drive, 2 motors, one in the front and one in the rear, on 150 kilowatts each. System power of 408 horsepower. So this is really quick. It takes off like a rocket when you stomp the pedal. So we got the new wheel design. What do you think of the design? I think this is just looks really great. The alloys, by the way, if you were wondering, these are 19-inch winter alloys wrapped in Michelin. Let's see what Michelin we have. X-Ice. Michelin X-Ice tires, and the dimensions 235/50. So cool design for the alloys. Because of this falling roofline, the C40 has slightly better aerodynamics, so the range are enhanced compared to the XC40. While the XC40 is around 417 kilometers according to WLTP, the C40 has 444. So it's a few percent better. C40 is, as the XC40, quite heavy, over 2 tons, 2,000 kilos. It's like maybe 2,100 or something. So that will affect the range. It's slightly lower than the XC40, but just by a couple of millimeters. So the ground clearance are still very good. See if I can get a little closer so you can see underneath. It's pretty good ground clearance. It's 17 centimeters. So that should be sufficient for most conditions. I really like the new light design as well. The dotted structure. And these lights have a cool startup signature. And we also got sequential indicator lights. I'm gonna cut in a video now where I show the indication lights. So if we take a little look inside, there's a kick sensor here. It's actually no reduction or no noticeable reduction in the luggage area compared to the XC40, because you see measured up to here it's the same. And the benefit with XC40 is you can load over this line and up to the roof, whereas on the C40 you see it tapers off. So it's just there you lose the extra cargo capacity. If we just move this camera gear, you see we have the luggage divider, and it's pretty decent space underneath. The rear seats are folded in 60-40 with a little ski hatch. I would prefer a 40-20-40 split. Well, we got some hooks. Also some hooks in here. Anchor points. And we got the tow bar. The C40 can tow 1,800 kilos on the hook, so that's pretty good for an electric car. The C40 are actually the only current Volvo in their lineup that's only available as a pure electric, while the XC40 had or has both the petrol engines, plug-in hybrids and diesel engines. The C40 will only be available as a pure electric. You can take a little look at the front as well. Just opening up here, you can already see something really cool that I will talk about later. Just opening the front. See here, there's a lid over the front area compared to the Polestar 2 that has open one. You see here, great space to store your charging cables. Just lift up these. See, pretty good space here. It's stated as 31 liters. Just take off my glove. And under here we got a tire repair kit. Try to zoom out slightly. So pretty good space here. I'll just gonna put this back again. Gloves back on. I do that afterwards. I have to say I'm a huge fan of this sloping roofline. Makes for a more sporty look to the C40. If there's one thing I should complain about, or that I wish I could change, is that I wish this trim around here, lower bumper, side skirts, wheel arches, were color painted to match the exterior color, similar as I had on my XC40. I'm gonna put in a little picture now. So you can see how my XC40 was with fully painted exterior. That's not an option, a factory option. You have to do that afterwards at a third-party paint shop. But I think it would suit the C40 extremely good. Get this fully painted, maybe lower the car slightly. You see here, there's a huge gap here. So maybe a Heiko kit to lower it slightly, and then fully painted. I think that would be epic. But besides that, I really like the C40, and especially the rear lights. I'm a huge fan of strong signature Volvo lights, and I also love the sequential functionality. We have that also on the V90 and the S90. For the model year 21, we got the sequential functionality, and now also on the C40. Here's the charging port. You see here the top part for your AC charging at home, 11 kilowatts. And if we remove this plug, you see the DC outlet, and this thing can charge up to 150 kilowatts under ideal conditions. I'm gonna test that tomorrow in far from ideal conditions, so I'm excited for the charging curve. One thing I can add before we are stepping inside regards to the new front lights. The C40 and actually the XC40 from model year 23 will get the pixel LED. Same as we have seen on the Polestar 2. The Polestar 2 has had it from launch, and C40 has also had it, and now we get it also on the XC40. You can see here the reflectors in the top part, unlike for the XC40. And these lights are probably very good, same as the Polestar 2. Whereas the XC40 on high beam only shuts on and off when you have oncoming cars. The Polestar 2 and now C40, they can mask out up to 5 cars. So you can go with your high beams on the side, and then it masks out the car in front, giving you full high beam on the side. So a pixel technology, or matrix as some will call it. But these are a huge upgrade for the C40 and soon XC40. I have not been a fan of the XC40 lights at all, but now with these lights it's going to be a huge upgrade. I'm really excited to try these later tonight and tomorrow when driving in the dark. So that's about it for the exterior walk around. You see the last side shot here. In size it's actually the same as the XC40, 4 meters and 43 centimeters. And it's basically XC40 everywhere, just the falling roofline. So let's take a step inside. You see here the cool interior we have here. I can also mention I really like the XC40 here with this overlaying door on the sill. Makes for an easy in and out step of the car. But over to the main attraction maybe. the Fjord Blue carpets. You see here the Fjord Blue metallic paint are combined with Fjord Blue carpets. This is of course optional, so you don't have to go for this Fjord Blue, but I think this is a very cool combo. And I would gladly have this Fjord Blue interior. And another cool thing with the Fjord Blue, that this is actually inspired by the Swedish fjords. This color Fjord Blue, so that's a cool touch. Like the Swedish touch on the C40. And it gives more life and character to the car. And if you remember the launch of the XC40, we had a lava option, a dark red orange color. Very cool option for the R-Design trim. And now, with the introduction of the C40, we get the Fjord Blue. And I have to say that this looks really cool. So if we take a little look at the door pockets here, you see the same huge space available. I really appreciate this. In the Polestar 2 there's minimal of space in the doors, but here on the XC40 and C40 we got the huge pockets. So we got a new decor inlay for the C40. Maybe hard for the camera to focus on it. We got the Harman Kardon upgraded stereo, and we got the same matte finish buttons for the windows and mirrors as in the XC40. The seats are actually quite good. There's a manually adjustment for the length of the cushion, but the other functions are controlled electric. So yeah, good seats. If we take a look on the center console, you see here there's a huge space available. Really deep space. So now I got my card and keys and antibacterial gel. And this is a trash can, removable, because I had it removed in my XC40. Just throw it in the luggage area to get this huge space. Oh, this is very good. You see the XC40 has a more practical touch than the Polestar 2, because that one has minimal of storage and also minimal of cup holders. But here, massive space. So that's very good. So if we take a seat inside, we continue with the high gloss in the center console. We got a new hollow gear shifter. Just turn the radio off. Two cup holders, wireless charging, USB, 12 volts, and your main screen and driver display. Let's see here if I start up the car. Yeah, there's no start button in the C40, and actually not on the XC40 P8 either. So you just put it in drive or reverse and then you're on. The driver display doesn't have so many possibilities to configure. It's just this Google Maps view, or you can take off the maps and just have this view. So minimal of customization options, sadly. There's no possibility to have a media displaying here, sadly. So it's just a map and this empty space. We got the range estimation down in the corner here, 45% currently. And sadly there's no kilometer readout here, it's just percent. I usually just use this Google Maps view, because this one is pretty useless. So much unutilized space. So this looks like better. Then we can press the center button here to open the trip computer. You see this car is brand new, so just driven 211 kilometers. I will increase that quite a bit on this weekend. And I will actually do a range test in tomorrow. So I just picked this up like a little hour ago, but I was looking at the cars at Frydenbø and drove out here. So it's just like a 10 to 15 minutes drive out here to record a video. And just on the short 10 minutes drive, I instantly feel a difference compared to the Polestar 2. The seating position is much more upright and commanding. You see the angle, maybe hard to show, but the angle on my knee, if you can see this, you see the more upright. While in the Polestar 2, let's put it in park, I'm more stretched out and lower in the car, and here you are more upright, if that makes sense. So the driving position, you feel higher and with maybe a better overview of the other traffic. And that gives another driving experience compared to the Polestar 2. But I really like this. It's just two different takes on electric. XC40 and the C40 are actually also quite spacious in the cabin compared to the Polestar 2. The Polestar 2 has this huge center console, really cool design-wise, but you feel more claustrophobic. Just gonna zoom out slightly. More claustrophobic. Here it's very spacious and open. And someone will like this better, and someone will prefer the Polestar 2. I'm just gonna show you a couple of things in the driver display or the center screen and compare it to the Polestar 2 that I want to highlight before ending this video. First thing are, if the camera can focus here, the climate adjustment. I think these are very small. I wish they were slightly bigger, and I find this better to use in the Polestar 2. Because here you have very small icons to press, and in the Polestar 2 they are bigger and easier to tap while driving. Here you have to focus more, or at least I have to, in order to tap the right spot. So yeah, just a little thought on the climate. I wish the icons were bigger. We got the range assistant here, so that's fairly easy to direct access to. And then we have the phone settings, media, and we can slide for Bluetooth and Spotify if you are connected. And then we have the maps, Google Maps. I'm not going to talk so much about the maps today, but I'm just going to tap into the settings. See, pretty small icon again to access the settings. And this menu, while you are driving, can be somewhat overwhelming and very small icons to press. Now I'm going to use enter the driving menu. Now it's in Norwegian, but I will translate. And here we have the driving menu. You see there's a long list of different things you can enable. And in the bottom we have the one pedal drive and the steering feeling, if it's soft or hard. So here it's just on and off on both. With the Polestar 2 there's different levels. It's either off, low or on high. So one extra option. Here it's either on and off. I'm not a fan of the one pedal drive at all, so I always have it off. We have the lane keeping aid, we have the off-road mode, and then this line here, the most annoying thing with the whole Volvo's system, Volvo's Android-based system. If you can see what it says here. The first one are speed limiter. and this is with or without the automatic speed limiter according to the signs. And here we have pilot assist. Actually, this box should read adaptive cruise control, because you don't have pilot assist if you don't have pilot assist unless you activate this, and this is a guiding assist, so the steering assist. Now you have the steering assist on and the full pilot assist. With this off, it's actually just adaptive cruise control. But the function you have picked here. So now I have the adaptive cruise without the steer assist. I'm just gonna buckle up. When you then are driving, you can activate the desired function by pressing the center button here. And then you will get a prompt. The gear is not in drive and it's unavailable because I'm stationary. But you activate it by pressing here, or deactivate it by pressing again. You see the icon appears every time I press on or off. But you can't use these side buttons here, these toggle buttons to the left and right, as you could before, and as you can on the sensors based systems. So if you are driving with the adaptive cruise control and you have that, and you suddenly want to activate the pilot assist, instead of just tapping once on the toggle, you have to enter this system while driving. First here, press this, then driving, and then press this steer assist. And now you get a hand on the steering wheel. And while you are driving, if the car can see the lines and see the car in front, then you will have a yellow marking on all of these. And now you have adaptive cruise with pilot assist, on and off every time. And if you want to take the pilot assist off but keep adaptive cruise, back in the screen. Back in the screen. Same if you want to activate, and now I have to deactivate it first. If you want to activate the speed limiter, you have to go into the screen every single time you want to shift between these three things. That's really annoying, because Volvo have always had this with these toggles here, left and right, and activate or deactivate. I can't understand at all why they want to remove this function and put this into the screen. I find this useless and a step back in traffic safety. Why do we need to push on the screen so much while driving? That's just freaking annoying. With a Polestar 2, you can actually shift with and without pilot assist on the steering wheel, and that also has the Android system. So it's just Volvo that thinks this is a better way. Volvo as a safety brand, I can't believe why they want to put it in the screen. So that was the things I wanted to mention. So just put it in park, and I will, as I said, do a range test tomorrow. So that's going to be exciting. So I think it's time to end it here. I see my phone is acting up. Just 3% of battery remaining. I always have a battery problem with my phone. So I think it's time to end it here before I lose power. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry if my English aren't as good, but I try my best.